Welcome back. Well, Theresa May has this week travelled to Brussels and Dublin to try and renegotiate the Irish backstop. So far, seemingly without much luck. Well, joining us now is the Chief Secretary to the Treasury, Truss.
Good morning, Sophie.
Well, it's the first time I've interviewed you on the show, so I'm very keen to try and find out your Brexit red lines. Because this week, Jeremy Corbyn has kind of set out what could be seen as a path to a deal through a permanent customs union. Is that something that you could back?
Well, first of all, I do think that Jeremy Corbyn's position on Brexit is better than Tony Blair. At least he's acknowledging the referendum happened and that we need to move forward. But fundamentally, we need to have an independent trade policy. That's what we set out in our manifesto. That is what we need to be able to have the freedom to succeed after Brexit. So the customs union isn't the right approach. And what we showed 2 weeks ago in Parliament is we do have a way through. The Brady Amendment got the support of a majority in Parliament.
Yeah, but it's not going to get the support from the EU. That's the problem, isn't it? It's a two-way negotiation.
I believe it is, and we've already seen movement from the EU. They've already said they're prepared to come back to the table and talk about the opportunities.
Well,
we've got three proposals on the table. So the time limit, the unilateral exit mechanism, looking at alternative arrangements. And I believe Theresa May can get that deal. I mean, this is one element of the withdrawal agreement that the Conservative Party and others had an issue with. In fact, Jeremy Corbyn himself has said that the backstop is an issue. The EU have indicated that there can be further discussions. We now need to get that done.
They haven't indicated that they're going to budge on the backstop at all.
But before any negotiation, nobody goes in saying, I'm going to give up all the things I've previously said. They don't say that. But the fact is the EU do want a deal. This is one element. They've always said...
This isn't the beginning of the negotiation.
Sophie, they've always said that the backstop is a temporary measure. Now, what we want to do is make sure that's properly in law, that it is either temporary or we've got a unilateral exit mechanism. And that, to me, is the way through. That is the pathway to the future. It commands the support of Conservative MPs. It commands the support of quite a number of Labour MPs in Leave-leaning seats. And that is the majority. And if you remember, a few weeks ago, the EU was saying, there's nothing that commands a majority in the House of Commons. Britain, please tell us what you want. We've told them what we want, and now's the time to deliver it. And, I appreciate Jeremy Corbyn has come to the table, but the reality is what he's proposing does not deliver on what we want as a country.
Just to be really clear, if it were to become government policy to pursue a customs union, would you resign?
It is not government policy to pursue...
I'm trying to find your red lines.
What I'm saying is I want an independent trade policy. I think that's incredibly important. And I don't think we would command the support of Parliament
if we
had such a policy.
That pursued a permanent...
I absolutely do not think that should be our policy.
Okay. Not quite the answer to the question, but I do see where you're coming from. Now, less than 50 days to... Brexit. If MPs can't reach an agreement by the end of March, do you think there should be an extension to Article 50?
Well, I believe that MPs will reach an agreement by the end of March. And I think, in any negotiation, in any piece of work, as the deadline approaches, minds get focused and a deal gets done. And I think by extending the deadline, that doesn't create any new information. All that does is delay things. I think that would be a very bad idea.
Are you worried about a no-deal Brexit?
Well, I don't want a no-deal Brexit, but we are prepared for it, and we will have to do it if absolutely necessary. But I don't believe it will be necessary. And the best way to avoid a no-deal Brexit is getting the deal the Prime Minister's laid out. And that's as